everyone, welcome back to day 3 of our planning event here. And today we're going to be digging into the 3-step formula. So hopefully you have everything gathered together from last time. So far we've discovered what we need to set up our planner so that we can tame our hectic schedule and get things done, okay? We've also discussed about where our focus should be and how when we look at other people's planners or schedules or what they're doing in their homeschool, the way that we want to be looking for those things and using that information is to inspire ourselves, to be encouraged, and to get some really great ideas on how we can use these things in our life. We don't want to be falling into the comparing trap. So today we're going to be digging into the first part of the 3-step formula. So last time I shared with you what that was. And the 3 parts are fixed items, flexible items, and you. So it sounds really simple because it is really simple, but simple can be very powerful, especially if you have a very scheduled life. If you have a lot of pieces coming into your life and you're trying to fit them all in, then it's really important to keep it simple. Hopefully you grabbed the brainstorming worksheets from the e-course. If you haven't, you're going to want to find something else to divide into the 3 sections. So this is what the brainstorming worksheets look like if you grab them from the course. And you can see it's divided into the 3 sections: my fixed items, my flexible items, and scheduled self-care. So we're going to be digging into this first part. You're also going to need your planners, your schedules, like work schedules, your homeschool schedules, your spouse schedule, if you need that, babysitters, childcare, extracurricular appointments, all of that stuff that we talked about in the first video. So if you haven't watched that, go ahead, go back and watch that. And you're also going to need 3 pens if you choose to do it written. If you choose to do it digitally, you're going to want to divide it into 3 solid sections. And the reason for that is because when you write it in your planner, you want to quickly identify each part. Okay, so I chose, for mine was pink, orange, and green because they're easily distinguished. I think in my actual planner, I substitute for purple because that's the one I had on hand. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't always use 3 different colors when I'm doing my weekly planning and my monthly planning, because sometimes when I go to write something in that comes up, I don't have that color on hand, just being real. Okay, so, another way, if you decide that you don't want to download those worksheets, you can also use things like, these are sticky index cards. So index cards work really well too. So you're going to want 3. All right, so today we're going to be talking about fixed items. So what are they? Fixed items are the things in your life that you have 0 control over, when they happen, how long they happen, and what days of the week they fall on, okay? So when you think of these things, when you're brainstorming what this might be in your life and you're looking through all your paperwork that you have gathered, you're going to be looking for things such as, for example, a work schedule. So my work schedule that I do outside the home, my boss would hand me my 2 weeks work schedule. And so for those 2 weeks, whatever days she chose, it might be 2 to 10, it might be Wednesday, Friday, it might be Monday, Thursday. It was always different, and I never had control over when those days would be. Okay, so these are things that you absolutely have 0 control over. Think of your work schedule. Think of your child's extracurricular activities. So if they have swimming lessons, maybe they only fall on Sunday and Tuesday nights. Okay, so you're going to want to write those down because you can't change it. It's not like you can walk into the swimming instructor, and say, oh, sorry, I need this day off. Can you move it to 6 to 9 instead of 2 to 5? Chances are they're going to say no because they have an entire classroom of kids to deal with, right? Other things that you might think about would be any trainings or education that you're doing for yourself. So for me, example, I have a training on Monday night, 9 to 10. It's only an hour, but I can't change that. And Thursday afternoons. So those go in my schedule. Things like religious activities, your church meetings, anything like that. So you're going to want to take some time and really look through all that paperwork. I know it's a lot of work, but remember, your program will only work if you do. Okay, so you have to put in the time and effort. Once you get these things sorted, you know, until something else gets added to your schedule, you pretty much have the hard work done. The reason these go in first, again, is because you don't have control. You can't change them. So putting those in first to make sure that everything else in your life fits around those. Okay? So that's what we're talking about in today. Your homework today is to brainstorm that list. So for me, an example, if you downloaded the worksheets on day 2, the second sheet, you're going to have this list, and it has examples. The reason is because sometimes we look at these things and we completely draw a blank. What does she mean? What? I don't understand how this works. So for me to see the visual example really helps. If you have any questions, please leave them, and I'll make sure that I get back to you. But I'm going to read the examples that I have on the sheet. So I have work at the office 2 times a week, and then the hours that they would be. A cleaning job on Saturday. So I can go anytime on Saturday, but it has to be done that day. So that is almost like a fixed, flexible thing because I can change the time around, but it has to be done on that day. So I consider that a fixed item. So use your own judgment as to what you consider fixed or flexible, okay? Another example, as I mentioned, was the video training on Mondays and Thursdays. So I don't have any control over when those start or end. So those are definitely fixed items. And any extracurricular activities, so like lessons or trainings that I have with the dogs or the kids, or you know, anything like that. So go ahead and write your list, and the next day we're going to dig into flexible items. What are they? How does it work? And why we do those second. Okay, so I will see you then. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.